If you're an athlete, you know the greatest motivator of all is the fear of letting your teammates down. After all, a team is only as good as its weakest link. So you owe it to those wearing the same jersey as you to be your best every time you step on the field. That's why there's no vape in team. When you vape, you can expose your lungs to toxic chemicals that can damage your lungs. If you're a step behind, the team's a step behind. Brought to you by The Real Cost and the FDA.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. Then today's episode, it's another gaming related episode. But no, overall, I feel that gaming should not cause any amount of anger, stress, frustration. I'm trying to think of some other, all of them. Anything that get my brain into the opposite direction of being happy. A video game should not cause that. But bro, when I tell you the amount of times where I've played a video game, and if it ain't the game itself, it's the developers that done put some bug or a glitch in the game. If it ain't that, it's the publishers wanting to charge an arm and a leg just to even play the game. And if it ain't the publishers, then it's the console. And if it ain't the console or the PC, whichever, it's just overall something. And man, when I tell you the amount of times, it's weird that I'm turning on my fan in 17-degree weather. But anyways, that's where my anger is at right now, where I'm turning on my fan in freezing weather. All right. But so anyways, today I was playing this game called Automation. It ain't really a game. It's more so a create a car simulation. You get to create a car from head to toe. You don't really get to do a whole, because there are some things that you can't do. I don't think you can change the wheel size. You could change the rims. I don't know, you might be able to change the wheel size. It's something that I didn't really see in things. But bro, I was playing that game on stream and I had an outburst. I'm not even gonna lie, I had a legitimate outburst because it's my thing is this. When I'm okay, so if I'm creating something, if I'm building something, I'm gonna make sure of it that I have all the equipment and the stuff that I need. I'm gonna make sure of it that I don't make no mistakes. For an example, I remember when I was exchanging out my graphics card and my PC, and I saw this graphics card at Best Buy, but I was like, I don't really know if that is going to fit my PC, because that looks like a big graphics card. That looked like it might be for a PC. I got a decent sized PC, but I was like, I don't know if my graphics card is going to be able, or if my PC is going to be able to hold in that graphics card, if I'm going to be able to put the graphics card inside of it. So anyways, I did kind of do some measurements, looked and all that stuff. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to wing it, buy it. If it doesn't fit, then I can at least get my money back and be like, all right, I'm just going to stick with the original graphics card. I feel that that's not as frustrating than having it where you play a game, right? You play a game, and the whole idea of the game is building cars. Now, I would imagine that when building a car, that when you start adding the accessories that's supposed to go with this car, it shouldn't be that much of an issue. But when I tell you guys, Automation is in early access, they are in early access, all right? And what's crazy is that the game came out, I think, back in 2015, so you would think that they would take in consideration of some of the stuff that I will be making a video talking on that, but all the things I would like to see with this game. But yeah, this game came out March 12th, 2015. It's been in early access ever since. And my thing is that when building this a car, right, it shouldn't be a situation where if I'm trying to put some interior stuff inside the car, that for some reason the game doesn't auto switch to interior stuff. They're thinking, my thing is this, all right? And that's my question to, I guess if you're wanting to be silly, then okay. Why would I put the steering wheel outside the car? When have you ever seen somebody put their steering wheel outside their car? Unless they do that thing where they unhook it, put it in the backpack, be holding it in hand, and then they go off somewhere doing their business. But other than that, when have you seen the steering wheel on the hood of the car? When have you seen the steering wheel on the trunk of the car? When have you seen a steering wheel on the roof of the car? Or on the, the four wheels outside of the car? When do you ever see a steering wheel anywhere else on the car besides in a steering wheel section. A steering wheel belongs in the steering wheel section of a car. So that's either the left seat or the right seat, depending on where you're at in the world, or whatever car you get. But my thing is this. That shouldn't be an issue. That should not be an issue. It got to the point where I was able to create 2 cars within that game, but I just said forget the interior stuff, because if they want to be weird about the interior, fine. My cars ain't gonna have no interior. I'm just gonna focus on the outside part of the car. But it shouldn't be like that though. I should be able to add seats. I should be able to add a steering wheel. I should be able to add other accessories in the inside of the car. It should be a full-blown pimp my ride simulator, but it's not. And then another issue that I was having with this game, and that was the main issue that I was having, was that for some reason, so I did go back and I checked, and there were some things I had to start all the way from the beginning, because for some reason, if you make an engine that's too big for the car, that you can't shorten, make the engine smaller so it can fit inside the car. And my thing is this, maybe that might be the case. I don't know everything I need to know about cars, but maybe that might be the case where certain engines, because I imagine you can put an engine in not like a big old giant engine, but it can be a situation where it's obviously if it's like an engine that belongs in a truck, that's obviously not going to be able to fit on no lawnmower. That I can understand. But my thing is this, right? You overall know that there are a certain amount of cars in this game, okay? There's a certain amount of gear and equipment and all that stuff that you can put on said cars. Why would you have it set up to where a person will fully develop their car, and then in order for their engine to fit inside the car, they have to rework on the car and do all this other extra accessories and all that stuff, rather than just having it where the engine fits inside the car? If the car can't equip that type of engine, then fam, that it should be a situation where they have it where you build the engine first and then they give you a selection of cars. Not give you a selection of cars and then you out here thinking, oh, well, this engine will be okay, this whole setup would be okay. If not, then it's bruh, reverse it, okay? Reverse that settings. But that's what I overall mean, and I'm bro, there are so many games that I have played, okay, in these past few years where I'm fam, do you want people to like the game or not? Because this automation stuff from other games I played, I had it where I can think of every genre possible. So shooting games, Call of Duty. I don't know how many times I hadn't had to talk about that game, but yeah, I think everybody's familiar with the whole situation where the game just kept it was crashing, and then at some point in time the game wasn't starting up. That's not normal. None of the old Call of Duties was doing that. While all of a sudden now the new Call of Duties are doing it. What are you guys doing to the games now that you didn't do back then? Because like I said, reverse it. What you was doing back then, you guys need to be doing that now. But what you guys got going on now, it's not working. And that don't mean, oh, let's add, Whoopi Goldberg and let Dr. Phil and who else, Tom Hanks into the game. No, fix the game. Don't add people that I don't care for playing as. No disrespect to them, but I'm just saying, when it comes down to it, when it comes down to the game or playing as a character, bruh, I am there for the game. I do not care about whatever. You guys can have it where I play as nothing. It is an imaginary friend. You don't see the person. You don't know of the person. As long as it is a shooting game and not some celebrity simulator. But that's what they honestly think. I feel like that's what they honestly think, that if we add all these different celebrities and characters and these people into the game that you can play as, that's what's going to make fam. I think I bought maybe one character, and that was Leatherface. Other than that, I do not care for playing as anybody else. I don't. And I think, from what I know of, they was all that stuff didn't even get transferred over into Warzone 2. I don't know if that situation. I had to go and check. But if that is the case, then I'm bro, I don't want to, unless it's a situation where I can go back and play the old games and play as that character. If not, it needs to get transferred over. How is it that that's the one thing that I can say that I appreciate about these two games, even though it comes from a shady company. But anyways, the Ubisoft game, The Crew 2, have it where you can transfer, I don't know if it's all of your cars, it might just be some of the cars, but anyways, has it where you can transfer cars over into the Crew Motorfest. Why is it that a company that I've had nothing but ill things to say about them managed to do some stuff like that? To where they don't care, like, I think they do kind of have, like, some Battle Pass type stuff in there and things, or a Season Pass, but regardless, they still have it where it's like you don't have to go back and buy the cars all over again, or you have to use your own hard-earned money to go buy the cars all over again. They have it as, like, if you played our last game, you get in the cars in the next game. So I will say, I might have my ill things, and I probably am going to say some things about Ubisoft at some point in time, but I will say that I do appreciate that from them. That there is like, hey, you know what? Let's give back to the fans. Why is that never the conversation with games today? Why is it always, let's see how much money we can make from these games? It's never how much things can we give back to the fans. Like Call of Duty, let's say we do a situation where you get a voucher and you get a character, if that's the main thing that they want everybody to be looking into and stuff. 21 Savage and all these other different people running around and things. Let's have it set up to where, you get a voucher and you get a character for free, or you get a free battle pass if you win a certain amount of games. Why does it always have to be some stuff where it's like, you have a debit card, you have money on that debit card, well, give that money to us. Even though we're not going to give you a good game, just continuously keep giving us your money. Why? What have you guys done to me besides put out a title? Because you guys definitely ain't put out no game. You guys put out a title, put out a game like 6-7 a year from now, and then by that time, the next game done came out. So now we're pretty much starting all over from scratch. Does that really sound like what gaming should be nowadays? I'm saying, like, at the end of the day, like, I know I might have my frustrations because I might not understand the game. I feel like I understand that. I feel like I understand when a game is where the company is robbing their fans of a video game and then expecting us to just be okay with it. I'm not. And I feel like more people should speak out about that stuff. But I feel like this is what I personally feel. I feel that there's a lot of people out there, because I really don't care at the end of the day. All I just care for is a game that is playable and that I can have fun with. I really don't care if I make the higher ups when it comes into to the gaming industry upset, because the thing is this: imagine how I feel. You're sitting down and you're developing this game. Yeah, you guys are getting paid and this is your job and all this other stuff. But me, at the end of the day, I'm the person that you're supposed to be impressing. I feel like you guys just be all like, oh, well, this is good enough, we're impressed, and then you put out the bare minimum of a video game, and then you're expecting us to put full maximum time into this game. I can't. I'm seriously, I can't do it. Because the amount of times where I've played a game and it's been patch update after maintenance server update, after, just another server update, all these different updates, and I'm like, bro, you never heard of this back in the Xbox 360 or even just OG Xbox and PlayStation 2. You never heard of that. I'm trying to think. I can't even remember if games, if they did have updates, it was very, very rare. And usually, most of the time, the game was just fully developed. Why is it that we're in a day and age where games, they just get put out and they're not fully developed? Like, how do you think, how am I supposed to work around that? How am I supposed to have fun with that? And it's like, and then I get if it's an early access game because there's still some things to work on. That's like admitting that, yeah, this game ain't fully finished. But I felt like with that automation game, I'm like, okay, game's not fully finished. It's still in early access. They probably still working on some things. I didn't think it would take this long, but overall, the game is in early access. So I can say about that, about all those other games in early access. And then what's crazy is that there are some games that are in early access where they shouldn't really be in early access. And I guess more so probably the reason why is because there's still all this content that they want to come out with. And then when they do fully come out with that content, then that's when the game. And I'm like, fam, you could just call it a DLC. I feel like there's some games that they're deserving of receiving my money. But then there's these higher ups, these AAA titles, these other big games where it's like you're not deserving of even the money to give you guys to buy the game. So that's what trips me out, where it's like you guys ask for all this money, right? And then what's crazy, and then this is something else that I've been talking on, is how these companies need to start remastering their games. But it's like Activision, you done made, I wonder how much money they done made these past, like in the past 10 years. How much money has Activision made in the past 10 years? Activision's Blizzard revenue. So from 2010, revenue can be defined as the amount of money as a company received from its customers in exchange for the sales of goods or service. They have not sold nothing good or servicing. Revenue is the top line item on an income statement from which all costs and expenses are subtracted to arrive at a net income. So how much? They don't really. Okay, so it's been like. So what year was this? 2010. Trailing 12 months quarterly. So that's a lot, but it seems like over the like past, and this is going all the way to like 2019. Yeah, it's like their stuff has pretty much like doubled. It's like, if not, yeah, it's like their stuff has doubled. Like originally, like 10 or yeah, like 13, 14 years ago, they was getting like $4 billion. And then when you look at like 2018, $7 billion. I think, yeah, that was like the highest amount was $7.5 billion. And then I think the highest amount altogether in 2021, they made $9 billion. You mean to tell me all of this money, and how much does it cost to make Call of, how much does it cost to make Call of Duty? If you combine that with, for an example, Call of Duty's $300 million budget, you mean to tell me that you guys then made billions of dollars throughout the past 14 years, and you mean to tell me we can't get no remastered games? I'm saying, because like the games that I've been more so looking for, and I think Tony Hawk games, yeah, I think all his games did get released through whatchamacallit, Activision, and that's why I'm like, I'm confused, because how is it that you guys, because what, and you mean, and the only ones that they released was Pro Skater 1 and 2, the only two, and you got 3, 2X, 4, Underground 2, American Wasteland, Downhill Jam, Project 8, Proving Ground. I think that was that one where he came with that skateboard thing. All of these different Tony Hawk games, and we only get 1 and 2. I'm saying, what about the 3 that I mainly played? Underground 1, 2, and American Wasteland. How about those Tony Hawk games? And you guys have been making, my thing is this, how much, I wonder how much does it cost to get somebody's likeness in a video game? How much does it cost to get someone's likeness in a game? How much do the rights? The average person will probably sign a name and likeness release agreement for free, or at least a copy of the game. So no, there's no way possible that Tony Hawk did because I'm trying to think. I remember me and my sister, there was a place in the mall. This happened like years ago. I always wondered like what would that game would have been, but I remember it was like years ago when me and my sister, we were in the mall and somebody wanted to get our our body scanned for a video game, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. Don't even remember what the game. I'm like, bro, I would have liked to at least known, but yeah, I guess I'm trying to think, was because I was a kid at the time, and I'm like, maybe it was like, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I've got to try to figure that out. But anyways, regardless, but it was for free. That's the point. That's the whole point that I'm trying to make. They didn't pay us no money. They just said, hey, a video game is coming out. Do you want your bodies to be in it? Yeah, sure. And then after that, we went on about our business. My thing is this. If you're not even paying this man, right? If he never did get, I think he did say he got paid more so for the sales of the video game because it was using his face and name and stuff. But my thing is this. Okay, so you just double, I wonder how much, let's see how much did Tony Hawk get, make from video games? And the skateboarding legend went on to reveal that he was able to bank $4 million from the first 3 video games, which were released from 1999 to 2001. So I imagine that would probably be double the price now. Like if we sit down and think about it and things. But my thing is this, okay? All right, so first 3 video games, let's see. I think I exited out of the page, but all right, so first 3 video games, he makes $4 billion. Or yeah, so not 4 billion, $4 million. So like 9 games, 12 million. My thing is this, okay, double that, $24 million. If you guys were to come out, they're like the Tony Hawk collection. Comes with Pro Skater 1, 2, 3. Comes with Underground 1 and 2. American Wasteland and Proving Ground. Do you understand, okay, the amount of money besides paying this man for that? Do you understand how much money that you guys would make off of that game? I'm saying you got people literally reliving their childhoods, bro. Their childhoods. And you mean to tell me you guys can't do that? And that's how much money you're making from the game, bro. It ain't even gotta be. I wonder how much did it cost the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 budget. I wonder how much the budget was for that. They don't really be coming out with budgets and things for video games nowadays, but I imagine that the budget, it didn't really cost a whole lot. And my thing is that you mean to tell me that it's like you guys can come out with this, and I imagine you guys probably made some sort of money off of it and things, but seriously, you guys could like come out with so many different games from back then. And I'm like, it shouldn't have to take me talking about it in every podcast episode, every video, every social media post. You guys should just be on this stuff, man. But you guys would rather continuously keep putting out games that nobody doesn't like. And I guarantee and I promise you, if you sit down and you ask the audience, what would you guys rather see? A Tony Hawk collection where it comes with all the classic Tony Hawk games, or another crap Call of Duty? And I guarantee and I promise you, if people were to add in their vote to that, Call of Duty would be non-existent right now. If it was left up, my thing is this, if it was left up to the gamers on which games should stay and which games should go, a lot of video games will be gone right now. I guarantee and I promise you that. EA games, 2K, Activision, Grand Theft Auto 5 probably will be gone too. Maybe the role-playing servers, 5M and all that stuff, maybe it might not be. But I guarantee and I promise you, a lot of games would be gone right now. Because no, developers just don't care. It's either the developers or the publishers. It's somebody. But there's a lot of not caring in the video game industry right now. And that ain't cool, bruh. That's why I know. I already have it planned that I am going to get me an Xbox 360. I am going to find a store that sells Xbox 360 games, and I am buying me some Xbox 360 games. And if I gotta do that with PlayStation, because I do have my PlayStation 3. I will get a PlayStation 3 controller. Gonna try to figure out this audio situation, but I will be playing me some retro games this year. Because what they got going on with the gaming industry right now, bruh, it's not fun. It's not fun. It seems like the games that are no longer existent, those are the games that are mad fun. For an example, Forza Motorsport 7. I've been playing that game a lot recently, and that game is actually solid. Like, what? I'm confused, bruh. I'm really confused. And then you got Forza Motorsport, the new one. The game ain't even playable on the PC. And then on console, I'm like, bro, and then it just seems like it lacks content. I'm saying, man, I don't know what you guys got going on, but I'm like, after Grand Theft Auto 6, I'm telling you right now, if that game comes out and that game ain't good, I really don't know where my whole just gaming side of me will stand after that. Because if that game comes out and it's bad, I'm probably gonna I'm going to take a break from gaming, or I think I might just end up just doing that, taking a break from gaming, because I'm like, unless there's another game that comes out around that time where it's good. But if not, I really don't know where I'm gonna stand with gaming, because I'm not gonna continuously keep buying games and supporting companies and all this stuff, and you guys can't even give us a good game back. So unless like some retro games start coming out, if not that, bro, I'm telling you, come 2025 when Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out and that game ain't good, nah, man, I'm done. I'm like, I can't do it no more. So anyways, and that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Make sure you follow me across all social media platforms at TMossBoss. Like and subscribe if you're viewing this on YouTube, and peace.